Welcome to our Wednesday call. Every single Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, we talk about everything Medicare. How do we grow our book of business? How do we maintain our book of business? Every single time of the year, there's different reasons why we can change clients from one plan to the next. How do we get paid? What's the new differences between the plans? How does a client use their prepaid debit card, essentially, when they get in the mail? What do they do? Why is it declining at a certain store? Stuff like that, right? So there's things that you need to know while being an agent out in the field, so that way you can help your clients and answer the questions for your clients. So the whole purpose of this call is it's gonna teach you sales, right? I want to teach you how to sell the stuff, one, but two, I want to give you the education that you need to be successful at selling the products. Okay, so that's incredibly important. So in addition to that, I want to start off with the renewals aspect of it because I know this is important. So I want to pull up the calculator on my computer so I can show you guys the way that it works. All right, so let's go ahead and let's blow this bad boy up, and I'm going to do a share screen of screen one. Yep. All right, so let's talk about Medicare and how you get paid Medicare. Okay, so how do you get paid Medicare? On the Medicare sales, you get paid the renewal rate based upon the year that you wrote the plan. What does that mean? Okay, so for you as an agent, if you wrote this year in 2023, as crazy as it seems, we're in 2023, in 2023, the renewal rate per plan is $301 per application in most states. Some states are more money. They pay you more money commission. Those states are New Jersey and California. And they pay the most amount of money. It's like $350 per app. And then for a renewal rate, then you have Connecticut, District of Columbia, and Pennsylvania. They pay like $330 per application. Okay, that's fine. So with that said, that $301 that you get for a renewal rate is going to pay you the following year. Okay, what does that mean? All right, so anybody that you wrote from October 15th through December 7th, AEP, okay, that commission, they accumulate it and they pay you all in one shot. So I was just talking with a lot of agents today. I was talking to some people, they get a check for $15,000 on Tuesday. Some people got a check for $17,000. One of my agents got a check for $35,000 just from United Healthcare. There's other companies that will continue to pay. Okay, so that's how you're going to get paid on that stuff. And I'll go back to the calculator in just a second so I can show you guys the actual numbers. All right, so you're getting paid $301 per application and renewal rate. So during AEP, if you wrote 150 clients during AEP, your deposits, the amount of money that you would have made, go back to calculator real quick, would have been $301. Let me move this out of the way real quick. 301 times 150 clients, top right-hand corner over here, $45,150. Okay, maybe I can make it a little bit smaller. So no, I'll keep it larger. All right, so $45,150. All right, that's how much money agents who wrote 150 applications during AEP are getting deposited in their bank account this month. Okay. In addition to that, you also have what's called the health assessments. Those health assessments pay about $75 on average. So in addition to that $45,150 that they earned during AEP, annual enrollment period, they're getting an additional $150 times $75 per case. Okay, that's an additional $11,250. Okay, so these people right here just made a total of $56,400, 56 grand for 7 weeks worth of work. That ain't hard. It's not even like it's hard work. It's just the easiest job you ever had in your entire life. It's not difficult. Can you sell something that you don't need invasive information, account and routing number, the social security number, and it's a zero premium plan, right? So anybody can sell that stuff. So, all right, so that's how you're going to get paid on that. So $301 per app. In addition to that, what happens to that money next year? Okay. And all the people that you write this year. Okay. So all these people, they just started their plan with you as the agent in 2023. It's like, okay, that's fine. So, but what happens to them next year? Okay. So let's say, for example, you were able to write during AEP 150 clients, and you were able to add throughout the rest of the year, you're able to add another 50 clients. It's a small number, but I'm just doing simple math. Now you have 200 clients on the books that you're getting a renewal rate of $301 per application, getting paid $301 per app times 200 clients. That's $60,200. Okay. They pay you your renewals on a monthly basis because people die, people go to another plan, because agents don't do their job and they maintain their book, you'll lose clients. So they pay you that $60,200 divided by 12. They pay you $5,000 a month. So the objective is, how can you get to a six-figure earner? Well, a six-figure earner means you got to take that $100,000 in income, right? And just divide that by how much you get paid per renewal application, $301. That means you need only 332 clients. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. So I see some questions in here. Easy like Sunday morning. He ain't lying. What about those I signed up during AEP who are new to MA? When will I get paid the rest of the commission on them? Okay. So that is indeed a good question. So what I emailed out was the commission calendar for United Healthcare. Let me see if I have it. This is it right here. All right. So here is when you get paid the commissions. This is just United Healthcare's. Every company is different. So Humana pays commissions once a week. They accumulated their commissions during AP, and they don't. Most companies, United Healthcare pays you first. So if you see here, this pink one, where it says release 2023 agent level, that's when they actually paid the commissions from AAP. Every other company, when I forward you the emails, you see the emails and everything that I send over to you, literally every other company isn't paying you until the 3rd or 4th week of January. So if you see here, you'll get paid, right? So this one is when you get that. Let me explain real quick what the question was. When do I get paid? If someone is new to Medicare Advantage, we make more money. Okay. So instead of making only the $301, you make $601 per application, $601. And no matter what you do, you're still going to get that $75 bonus per app. It's called a health assessment. I'm just calling it a bonus because that's, basically what it is, but it's not called a bonus. I'm just calling it that for the sake of this call. All right. So you're getting $601 for someone that is new to Medicare Advantage. It's their first time enrolling in Medicare Advantage, whether they're someone that's under the age of 65 who's been receiving Social Security disability income for greater than 24 months, or someone that's just turning 65. Okay. Or someone that has never been in a Medicare Advantage plan that's 85 years old. You're going to get what they call this orange column right here, this orange color, which is labeled CMS True Up. Okay. So it's a separate commission payment. What does that mean? Let me unpack that. Someone is new to Medicare Advantage, you get paid $601 per application, but they pay you one chunk of change first, and then they pay you the other amount. So they pay you $301 in one payment, and then the difference, which is an extra $300 in another payment, which is usually about 2 weeks later. It could be the following month. It just depends. If you see this, it says CMS True Up. That CMS stands for Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services. They're the ones that tell the insurance companies, oh, hey, this person's new to Medicare Advantage, pay them that true up. So if you don't get it by this time, the 13th, well, then it's the next month, the 10th. Okay. So that's when they release the true up payments. So it's once a month, they're able to pay the true ups. And so if you see that, if you look at any of these, that's when it tells you those ones. The renewals for United Healthcare, they paid the 3rd. In this case, it was the 4th Monday of each month, but it's usually the 3rd Monday of each month, as you see here. So it was only because of this holiday, I assume, which was a national holiday where the banks were closed, that they paid on the 4th Monday of the month, right? So whoop-de-doo. So it's usually, so if you see here, this is January, February, March. 23rd, 2020, 17th. And keep in mind, this is just for United Healthcare. So every single application, you get paid the health assessment, the $75 health assessment. Most companies is $75. Humana is 60. Some companies are 125 bucks. So it varies by company, but most of them are $75 to make it easy, for the sake of the call. But every single application that you write, you're going to go ahead and get that $75. So that's a pretty dang cool thing. And I don't know how long they're going to do it. I don't know if they're going to change the rules on it or what they're going to do with it. Right now, it's free money to do a health assessment, which, what is it? It takes 2 seconds post-sale, takes 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes post-sale. You fill it out. They say, how many medications you take, 0 to 7 or 8 or more. Have you been hospitalized 0 times in the past year, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times or more, right? Do you have COPD? Are you a diabetic, right? Simple stuff like that. And then they talk about assistance with daily living, ADLs. Do you need help with bathing, dressing, cosmetic, or bathing, dressing, stuff like that? They ask questions along those lines. And they ask questions about, do you need help with your utility bill, your phone bill, stuff like that. So it's really, really simple. And it takes you 2 minutes to do it. And you do it post-enrollment. There's a button that says Start HA or Start HRA. Okay. So that is the good news about health assessments. Now, if you see here, the health assessments where it says HA payments, okay, that's the same as the MAPD renewal. So MA/PDP renewal. All right. So that's the 23rd as well. Okay. So that's when you'll get paid those ones. They do not pay the health assessment until the policy's been in place for 30 days. So you won't get paid those health assessments from AEP until February. Last year, that's how they did it. They didn't pay us till February, our AEP health assessments. So if they pay it in January, I'd be surprised. You know, good for them if they do. That's pretty dang awesome. But most companies, they're going to pay you once a month. The health assessments and the true ups once a month. And then they usually pay you weekly for any what they call new enrollments that you wrote during that month or that week. They're going to go ahead and pay you on a weekly basis. So you're not going to get paid daily, but if you look at it, like Humana pays you, their commissions are generated on Thursdays and they pay you depending on your bank, right? They'll pay you on a Friday, I believe. So this is January. Let me go back. I'll tell you. Their commission was generated on the 29th, or their statement came out on the 29th last month in December, and they paid me on the 30th, which is Friday. Everyone's bank's a little bit different. So if you don't get paid on the Friday, it's not me, or the insurance company, it's your bank. And that's how most companies work. So usually you'll get paid 1 to 2 times per week per insurance company. So that's good news as well. So that should answer the question there. Christy, does that answer the question on that one? And then I'll get rolling to the next part. Let me know if you're good to go on that, Christy. If not, I can go back to answer that one. Okay, cool. All right, you're the best. So like I said, I was talking with a lot of agents and I was just talking to them, asking them, hey, I see what production you did because I track every single person's production. I see how many apps you're writing. I can see how many apps you're writing by company. And I look at all that stuff and I just talk to them. I say, hey, how was that deposit? What'd you get? Right? Because you could write 100 apps, but if only 50 of them stick, well, then you're not going to make 30 grand. You're going to make 15. Okay. So that's why I do these calls, to make sure that you guys understand all of that stuff, right? And how to do it. So let me go to the next portion of the training call over here, which is going to be, let me see. All right. So we have the topic of the week, which came in from my Humana rep. All right. So who's absolutely awesome. She's the best. Her name's Judy. I want to go ahead and show you guys this. Let me just share screen over here. Take this one, open that on up, and let me share screen with this email that she sent me out today. All right. So y'all should be able to see this. Yes. All right, cool. You are sharing. I just want to make sure. All right, cool. All right. So with that said, so this is the email, all that great stuff. So 2023 membership cards were shipped out between December 15th and the 24th. So, if some of it, if the cards didn't get to the clients and they're calling you like, hey, I didn't get my card yet. She kind of goes over this. Member hasn't gotten their card. Here's the solution. Have the member download the app, My Humana, onto their phone. Job aid is attached. They will have an immediate digital version of their card. You can also use service inquiry to request a new membership card to be sent to them. So you could do that. They could just call the company and do it as well. So that's fine if they didn't get their health insurance card itself. Then we have the DSNP card. Okay, so remember, this one's the Healthy Allowance DSNP card. And this is something that I'm going to cover again with you guys, because it's just, and I told Judy that I would. So I really got to make sure that you guys understand this stuff, because it's so incredibly important on all the benefits that you can use for this specific carrier. So I will go ahead and do that in a second. I just want to make sure I have the right PDF pulled up here for when I review it. Okay, cool. All right. So I know I did this before AP, but I'm doing it again now because I need to make sure you guys can answer the questions for your clients. All right. So all the cards were shipped by the 24th, maybe a slight delay. So if they haven't received it yet, should get it. It's a white envelope with a green Humana logo. So make sure that they know that that's what's coming. They don't toss it out. Make sure they open it on up. All right. So when they're using this card, okay, they're running it as a credit card. They just run it as a credit card. And there's a PIN number is requested. Just hit the enter button, not the cancel button. A PIN is needed when using as a debit card. I recommend using it as a credit card. So she says you're using it as a credit card. So basically, if they try and run it as a debit card, it's going to ask for a PIN. There's no PIN. You have to run it as credit. Okay, so that could be an issue that they run into. Difficulty using card at locations. So we have been advised that not all Dollar Generals have updated systems yet. So please be sure to have your members use the provider finder to confirm location is in. New Dollar General locations are being added every day. So remember them that. Where do you find it? Right here. So you just click that button and it brings you to, you just type in the zip code 75072. Let's go ahead and do a little search. And look at that. It's going to pull up all of the different locations that they can go to. And at the bottom, it's going to tell you all that stuff, right? So that is awesome. That is awesome. So let's go over here to the next thing. COVID tests aren't covered under it anymore. If they want to order them, click this button. I'll forward you guys this email. It comes from the government for free, I believe. Now let's go down to the bottom of the email, where this is a PDF that I know I sent it to you guys before, but this is something that can help you help your clients. Some clients are, I know not all of our clients are going to download an app and be good with dealing with the technology. Like I totally get that. But for some of them that are good with it and can do it, or perhaps you can help them do it, here's the way to do it, right? So here's assisting members with Humana self-service registering for Humana. So it literally says assisting members. So you're allowed to do it. Okay, good. Help them do it. Help them download it. Register now. You guys can figure it out as far as the technology goes. So pretty easy. You just go to humana.com, type in the information, follow the instructions, and then they'll have access to that. And you can show them how to do it. And they could download the application, open it on up. So maybe that's something that you do before you leave the house is you download the app on their phone and you say, hey, maybe you print these out. Who knows? Maybe it's a good thing to print out. You print it on a piece of paper that's front and back, so you don't got to waste 2 pieces of paper, right? And it's got the instructions on it. That might be a good thing to do. Okay, so I'll send that email out to everyone so that way you guys have it, and I'll send it on out. Now, what we're going to do is we will go over the healthy card. Let me go ahead. Which one are we on here? That's that email. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll forward this email to everyone, or I'll just compose another one and I'll send it out to you. So that way it's not confusing. Okay, so the next one over here, and all right, this is your Humana healthy spending account card. Now, what's the major difference that, and obviously whenever you talk to your rep, and when I say rep, you get in touch with your local rep. So like I was talking with Eduardo today, and he just crushed it during AP. I don't know if he's on the call or not, but he cashed well over a $15,000 check just from the UHC deposit, plus all the other stuff that he's writing. And if you're on, I hope you don't mind me sharing that. And he's done a phenomenal job. He's going to be a 6-figure renewal-based income earner in less than 2 years. Like by his this was his first AEP. He'll have one more AEP and he should be starting to receive 6 figures in renewable based income in 2 years of selling. That is unbelievable. And that's a target that's achievable. I mean, it's 332 clients. You should have amassed, hundreds of clients. You should be able to do that pretty easily, especially if you're getting 20, 30 leads a week, right? It's like, you can't sell 1 or 2 people. If you sell 2 people per week, that's 8 per month, right? 12 times 8, that's 96 clients per year. If you look at agents that we have that are writing well over 100 apps just in 7 weeks, let alone the rest of the year, right? We're in open enrollment period right now that lasts from January 1st through March 31st. And a side note on open enrollment is that whenever you enroll the client using that election period, the plan has to start the next month. Okay, so if you do open enrollment period and in January you're enrolling the client, you can't push it out to start in March. It has to start in February using that election period. It's the reason why you could change someone from one plan to another is OEP, open enrollment period. That is the election period that the box should be checking. And if you don't see it on Sunfire, just go to the carrier portal and enroll them. Okay, so that's pretty simple. So we got that, we got the commission, and let's go back to this Humana card real quick. Here's the cool thing about it. And I think this is why people love it. Okay. So you have basically what it is it's a prepaid card. Okay. It's a Visa debit card. I know it says debit on it. And we tell the clients, remember you're telling them run it as credit. Okay. Because people make mistakes. It says debit on it. That can be confusing. I get it. It would probably confuse me too. Healthy options allowance. It varies by plan. Okay. A lot of plans are going to be, pretty dang high with it. Over the counter allowance and flex allowance. What can you use each one of them for? The healthy options, food, over the counter items, home and personal supplies, assistance devices, pet care and supplies. Okay, let's stop on this one real quick. How many of you guys run into clients that have dogs? Okay, that have pets? A lot of insurance companies that have these cards are not allowing the clients to purchase pet care and supplies are using their healthy options allowance. And you guys know how a lot of people are just in general. Americans love dogs, right? We love cats, we love our pets. Sometimes they'll buy food for the animals before they buy food for themselves, right? So being able to buy pet care supplies might be a really, really big benefit, even if United Healthcare gives them $200 and Humana only gives them $150. That could be a big deciding factor, right? So you have to understand it and explain it. And the PDF literally explains everything, right? So utilities and other bills, what are the other bills? We're going to go into that. And then the over-the-counter allowance, right? That's generally included in it. But what can they buy with the over-the-counter? Vitamins and supplements, digestive health, personal care products, allergy, cold and flu, pain relief, first aid. So basically the way I explain it to clients is, hey, anything you can think of in those pretty much 6 to 8 aisles at Walmart that are in the pharmacy aisles, that's what the over-the-counter items are. Okay, so toothpaste, toothbrush, Tylenol, Advil, all of that stuff. Okay, so let's say, for example, you don't know what's inside those catalogs, but I like to give clients visual. Well, what I want you to do is go to my website, finalexpensemastery.com, go to the first section, which is labeled portal training. I want you to scroll down to every single company that has them and click that UHC OTC catalog, the Aetna OTC catalog, and I'll update these, right? I know some, like this is plan year 2022. The United Healthcare one I have is, I think, like 2020 or 2021, right? So I want you to just go through these with the clients, and I want you to show them the different products that they can that they can purchase, right? So I'll scroll down a little slowly. I was just getting to it. So look at all this stuff. So show them, like, we're dealing with the senior market. Zoom in, right? Zoom in, show them this stuff. Like, here it is. This is stuff. Hey, I get it. I need antacids myself. You ever get heartburn, Miss Mary? It is terrible. Do you pay for that stuff, by the way? You do? Oh, okay. Do you mind if I get it for you for free? Right. You just order it through here. You just go pick it up at the store with the card that we're going to get you. You ever see a client that's taking omeprazole, right? Here's esomeprazole. Do I know the difference? Not really. Just like Nexium, right? Consult your physician. I ain't a doctor. But here's all the stuff. So I want you to scroll through all this stuff. It's on my website. So do this on your own time and show them, hey, here's all the stuff that you can get, right? Cetirizine, Claritin, name brand stuffs. Okay, so that's the stuff that those are examples of things that you can purchase. But using that card, okay, they could get that stuff using this card in the store. So this is going to be a lot of times going to be for like the D-SNP clients on this PDF, which I might as well put on my website, is going to have all the different things that they can purchase, right? So it's going to like tell them like, here's examples of what would be covered at in-network, retailers. So if they try and go, it's supposed to be healthy food. So if they go and try and get soda or a bag of chips, it's going to decline. I don't know how Visa does it, right? I don't know. But when I talked to the rep, I spoke to her and I asked her, I said, how do they do this? Right. And the answer was that they code every item in the store. Okay. And they decline certain items. Oh, dang, that's pretty dang cool. It's good to know. All right. So with that said, this PDF over here is going to kind of show you a breakdown of what would be covered there. Home and personal supplies, essential cleaning supplies, right? That's pretty cool. So think of all that stuff, right? There's stuff that you can't purchase with all of those cards. So you have to kind of compare them and understand, hey, what's important to the client and at least pitch it, right? You don't get what you don't ask for, right? So let's go to the rent portion and mortgage. Read that again. Utilities, rent, mortgage, and more. Do you have rent? Do you have a mortgage? Do you have utility bills? Great. Use this card to pay for that. Here's the difference. Most companies are just doing utilities, over-the-counter items, right? So all the other stuff that we went over, but they're not covering rent and mortgage. So if you have $150 here with one company and the other company is giving $200 towards utility, over-the-counter, and food, let's say, for example, their utilities are included in the rent. And they also get food stamps because they're a dual special needs client that's getting this plan, right? Someone that's on both Medicare and Medicaid, right? How could you sell them on getting a different plan, right? Well, here you go. Here's the reason. Boom, done. Rent and mortgage. Show it to them. It's black and white, right? So that's pretty dang cool. Where members can use their healthy allowance cards, so we know this stuff. I showed you that, but on the PDF here, you can click it too. And it pulls up the same thing. So I can email you I already emailed it out, but if you want it again, you can use it non-medical transportation. Pay where Visa is accepted. So you could use it for a taxi. You can use it for Uber or Lyft. You could use it for public transportation. Not that our clients know to use Uber or Lyft, but some do. Some do. And pest control services. You ever go into a house and you're like, I don't want to sit down. Bed bugs, right? It's disgusting. There you go. So now you can go ahead and use it there. Bill pay services. In store, members can pay eligible bills for approved service providers at their local Walmart customer service desk or money center. How cool is that? So they can do it there. They can do it online through their Healthy Benefits Plus, or they can just call by phone. Members can call. Here's the number, and they should have their bill ready. The customer service representative will also need their date of birth and their zip code, and they'll be able to help them do it over the phone, right? So sometimes that's what the clients want, right? They just want someone to help them with this stuff. Okay, so we got that, and let's go to let me go back here. Let's go to the next one that we had some questions on. Let me scroll down and see what else. If anyone has any questions on that too, just let me know. All right, so next, that is the Humana card. Let me pull up the U card from United Healthcare. So I sent an email out. If you just search your email box, I don't know if I get more emails than you or not, but I get a lot of them. So it is definitely a lot of stuff that I see all the time, all day, every day. I'm going to move this over here so you can actually see my screen now. And I want to show you guys this of what our clients are getting. All right. So here's the U card, right? Which I just control often search for. This is what the clients are getting, our final expense and Medicare clients. So what they're getting is a U card, which encompasses everything, right? So it's one card now that the clients get. Okay. And this one card, the clients can now use at Walmart, CVS, and Walgreens. So if this is a regular client, that's not a dual special needs plan. This is United Healthcare, okay? That's not a dual special needs plan client. They can go to Walmart, CVS, and Walgreens and purchase those products using their U card, just like a debit card, okay? That's pretty dang cool. So special needs plans clients, they have a lot more options that they can do if they're special need, which stands for dual special needs plan, chronic, or not. So dual special needs, Medicare and Medicaid. Okay. Members can use their U-Card Hub mobile app to check balances and scan or manually enter items in store to easily find out if an item qualifies, right? So just go up there. If it don't qualify, take it off, here, I'm not buying it. Okay. You can do the same thing as the other email, which is find a list of participating stores. Click here. You click the email, same exact thing. Looks like it's the same exact software as Humana, actually. Yeah, it is. It's the same exact base. Sure to look exactly. Yep. It is literally the same exact thing. Here's your store finder with Humana, and here's your store finder with United Healthcare. They are identical. So whoever did it, did it. And look at that quick balance check. Oh, top right-hand corner. Look at this. You could do a quick balance check on your card with Humana in that same link where you check to see where the stores are. Text that to your client, right? Here you go. They can log in. Look at that. Brings them right over here. This is the easiest thing in the world. It's not difficult. I know our clients aren't great with technology. Quick balance check with their U card. Same exact thing. Card number, security code. So now you guys gotta, this is too easy. This is too easy. All right. So for the DSNP members, they can use it for healthy food and to pay utility bills using their monthly credit. So as we know, depending on the state, let's say it's $100 in with one plan, and then another plan is $300. It varies by state and varies by county, but let's just say for a round number, let's say it's $300. So these clients can use this money to pay their utility bills. You're going to give them $300 a month. If you're dealing with a DSNP, right, a dual special needs plan client, and that's based on their income with limited income, and you just said, here is $300, their social security check is, depending on your state, right, what they qualify for Medicaid, is $1,100 or less. This is no money, right? So you're now giving them $300. Let's say, for example, their check, okay, just for simple math, what I want to do is, let's say, for example, their check is $1,100, okay? You basically just gave them an increase of 27%. Do you pay a utility bill? Yep. Okay, great. No, I don't. Okay. Do you pay rent? Yes. Will your landlord take a debit card, the Visa card, which says debit on it, right? Will they take that? Yeah, not a problem. Okay, great. Done. So you just increase you took away $300 of bills and basically increased their check by 27% a month. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. But remember, when we were looking at this PDF with Humana here, they have a lot more options that clients can use it for. So yes, the dollar amount might be lower in certain areas. Every territory, it's a little bit different, right? And primarily, what are you going to see this for? You're going to see this for right here. Who may be eligible for the allowance? 100% of DSNP clients. So every DSNP client is eligible to use this, and select chronic special needs plans. So not all clients are going to qualify for all of these benefits. Okay, what do? Well, you're going to check Sunfire. You're going to pull up the summary benefits, and you're going to look to see if they have it. If they're on a regular MAPD, a regular Medicare Advantage prescription drug plan, and they don't have Medicaid, or they don't qualify for a DSNP or those select chronic special needs plans, okay, then they are not going to be able to use this towards rent or the mortgage or stuff like that. It's just regular over-the-counter items. So whatever this OTC is, right? There you go. Boom. Just OTC. All right. So Now, as you go through it, and please keep this in mind, this is a really important note. Make sure that you're really running that check with clients. Okay. Okay. What do I mean by that? Verify that they are not on Medicaid. Even if you don't think, you're like, oh, they're on a regular Advantage plan, let me just change them from one Advantage plan to another. Go to UHC Jarvis, check to see if they qualify for a DSNP. I can't tell you how many times these clients qualify for a DSNP. You would be shocked at how many times they qualify for a DSNP and they simply just have never been enrolled in one because one agent saw it, they were on a regular Advantage plan, so I switched them to another Advantage plan. That's why checking Medicare.gov and seeing their prior plans can be helpful, and just verifying it. It takes a minute to log into UHC Jarvis, go to tools, and under tools, do Medicare and Medicaid verification. It doesn't take that long. So this is the UHC one. So UHC activation and next steps. So this email, which I'll forward to you, you click this button to activate the U card. Okay, so they click it and they already have an account, sign in, new to United Healthcare, create account. There you go. So even if they're not new to UHC and they're new to the U card, just click the and create account. Okay, so they would click create an account and it'll ask them to do all this stuff if they're new to creating this, if they've never created it. Okay. And they'll just input all the information, U card member number. There you go, done. And they'll be able to do it. They can also call to activate it. And if a member has questions, who are they going to call? They can call you, but an insurance company has a little thing called a customer service number on the back of the U card. Call the company. It's not my fault. All right, I'll be able to help you out with that. Note, U-card activation is not required to visit a provider or fill a prescription. U-card activation is required to use the card for buying approved healthy foods, OTC, and paying utilities. Eligibility based on plan or coverage, yada, yada. Okay. U-card experience, first time registration. So, okay, so that kind of goes over some of that stuff. If you want to learn about it, you as an agent can go to Jarvis, go to Knowledge Center, Learning Lab, Content Library, U-card experience, member portal. Okay. Pretty sweet. It's pretty much the end of the email that you need to know there. There's not really much more than you need to know. I sent this out to you guys already, but what I'm going to do is I am going to send it out again. So with that said, we have, we now checked that box there and let's see. So let me go to the next one. So that's the United Healthcare one. And we did the Humana one. I just want to stay on track here and get y'all to the next one. Joe just said in the chat here, he said 100%. I had like 3 or 4 in AEP that had a regular MAPD when they should have a DSNP. So that's just insane. Like people just don't do their job, but that's why I do this training call, right? Make sure that all the agents are indeed prepared with the tools to provide the best quality service to their clients, right? That's huge. So, and then Tim asked a question, does every applicant get this? So that varies. I think I answered that anyways when we were talking, is when I was just talking about this one. So if you're on a regular MAPD, you're going to get over-the-counter items, so you're limited. But when you're on Medicare and Medicaid and you're on a dual special needs plan, you're going to be able to use it towards all this stuff, right? So make sure you're covering all those bases. And I can email out the PDF again. So I'll write a note, email PDF. All right, let's talk about funding. So Joe, where you at? I didn't see your funding, Joe. Raise your hand. I'll ask to unmute.
You got me?
Here. Yeah, send me your funding for your OEP request. If you guys have not done that, send it on over to me so I can get the mail out the door. The mail's going out door on Friday. So if you haven't filled out that cognito that I sent to you, then you're not going to get leads. So send that on over. Joe, yeah, go ahead, Joe. Yeah, Joe, you too. Make sure you send that stuff to me, please. I need to get that done ASAP. Thank you.
No, I was just going to add to what you said, or a little bit to that, is with DSNP, not only just something to keep in mind is if you might have someone who already is in a DSNP, keep in mind that United has, at least in most places I've seen, 3 DSNPs. One is significantly inferior to the other 2 in terms of like benefits on every front, but specifically the over-the-counter. I had an agent today who's not really in the Medicare, but client was asking about it, was told she gets 300 for over the counter, only find out she gets 50, but it's because she was put in the wrong one. And at first I was like, oh shoot, she probably, because she only has partial. Sure enough, she does have partial. Every time I've seen partial, it's always been that they're only eligible for the smallest plan with United as far as D-SNP plan. But sure enough, again, always check. She was actually qualified for the $300 one. So she somehow the agent just totally screwed up, but always check.
And it happens all the time where an agent will, flip a client intentionally from one plan to another plan just to earn a commission, whereas, what I'll tell the client is, if you're in the best plan, I'll revisit with you next year, so she'll be in a bad plan and won't even know it. And, the agent, they just listen to, what the agent tells them. Oh, next year, you're only going to get $55. It's like, no, that this plan's $305. This is the best one in the area. So you'll see it all the time. So those internal replacements, you now get paid a commission and you're now the agent of record. That's a big thing, right? So that's really, really tremendous there. Let me go to the next thing over here. Let me see if there's, let me see. All right. So MA clients, hey guys, I need to make sure that you guys are checking those commission statements when they're coming in. See if you're missing clients. I had 3 clients that were missing that, I'll figure it out when I get some time to call the insurance companies. I don't have time right now, but just check those. Check the status of them. If people changed or people canceled, make sure you're verifying on Medicare.gov. Make sure you're checking Sunfire and you're seeing, hey, what's going on? What plan is this person actually in? Sometimes clients don't even know that they get changed, nor do they want to be changed. They just get taken advantage of because someone called them over the phone or someone came by and stopped by and just tried to sell them something. They got the information and they didn't do right by the client, and the client doesn't know, right? That they're seniors. Someone just like, hey, give me your red, white, and blue card, and they change the plan. So you got to make sure that you're staying in touch with the clients and you're maintaining that book of business. So make sure you're checking those commission statements. Make sure you're checking your book of business in those portals and you're looking at them. And I know I sent out like 3 emails about it, but just make sure you're doing that because it's so incredibly important. So if you look at a commission statement, let's say from United Healthcare, and you thought your check was going to be $18,000, was only $15,000, and you're like, whoa, where's the disconnect here? That would be about 10 clients that's missing. What is going on with those clients? Where are they? Why are you not getting paid in them? You should have your spreadsheet pulled up, or however you maintain your book. I have a spreadsheet and a CRM. The spreadsheet's just super easy. Keep it as basic as possible. And I look at that and I say, okay, well, here's the ones that I sold. Here's the plans or company. And here, I got to figure out what the issue is with them. I go check my book of business. They're there, right? I'm the agent of record. The effective date shows 1/1/2023. Why didn't I get paid? What's going on? So that's a good question. So you want to figure that stuff out. All right. I'm sure you guys will probably have questions on that. Make sure you're maintaining your book of business. Really crucial to maintain that book of business. Just stay on top of it and continue to market to these people. I know last week when I went over on the call, I was like, hey, stay on top of those clients. Make sure you're selling them additional products. Sometimes people forget to ask about other products in the home, like a hospital indemnity plan, and they might need it. They don't want to get a $3,000 medical bill when they can have an insurance company that they pay $30-$40 a month to pay that $3,000 for them, right? It's like if you use this plan one time in 5 years, it pays for itself. If you use this plan 2 times in 5 years, it pays for itself for 10 years. So like no-brainers for the clients to do. So make sure you're not only maintaining your book, but you're reaching out to those clients and selling them additional products, and you're reaching out for referrals. So you got to reach out to them and talk to them, say, hey, do you know anyone that I can kind of help? Like, your sister that you were talking about, your brother, your mother, your cousin. They'll always be really receptive to people that have helped them and put them in a good situation. They always want to help those people as well. So if you're a good person, you're a good agent, you're going to get referrals like crazy. I got like 2 today where this he's not on Medicare yet, but it was a referral from someone and he's turning 65 in September and he's self-employed. He's like, hey, what do I do? And I'm like, perfect. I'm going to go over everything with you. So I go over most of the stuff and kind of how it works. He's not on Medicare yet, but he's got to still talk to Social Security and and I explained to him what he needs to do. Okay. So what does someone that's turning 65 need to do? It's a great question. Well, let me ask you a question to start. Do you have health insurance through your employer? Yes or no? Okay, great. Next, do you intend on receiving your Social Security benefits when you turn 65? Yes or no? Okay, great. So if they still have an employer and they want to keep that employer coverage, or let's say, for example, they have an employer coverage plan. I then ask them, how much are you paying per month for that? And keep in mind, every health insurance that exists besides Medicare supplements, when you have a health insurance plan through employers, they're all network-based plans. Okay, meaning that if you have an HMO or a PPO, that's a network-based plan, meaning you have to go within that network. Okay, and if you have a PPO, you can go in and out of the network. With a Medicare supplement, you can go to any doctor in the entire country that accepts original Medicare. Okay, Medicare supplement, not Medicare Advantage. Medicare Advantage operates the same way as their employer plan. It's a network-based plan. It's a pay-as-you-go system. You go to the doctor, you pay. You don't go to the doctor, you don't pay. The difference is with their employer plan, more than likely they're paying a premium on a monthly basis. I want you to think about that. They're paying a premium on a monthly basis. So if you're going to have a network-based plan and you have a Medicare Advantage plan that's zero premium, or you have a plan that has a premium, which one are you going to go with? Obviously, the one that has zero premium. Okay. Now, another factor that you have to keep in mind there is you have to explain to them, hey, listen, these plans, you explain the difference between the two. These plans have a zero premium plan. Okay. So these companies have a zero premium plan. So the zero premium means you don't pay anything to the insurance company, but you have to pay the federal government. So it's not me, it's not the insurance company. You pay them $164.90 in 2023. So that $164.90, there's two parts of Medicare, Part A, which covers if you go in the hospital, and Part B, which covers if you go to the doctors. They call it inpatient and outpatient. Okay. Now, with that said, that $164.90 for you as an agent to explain to the client, if that amount is less than what they pay for their health insurance through their employer, it's a no-brainer for them to go with something that costs less money and to start using their Medicare. Okay. So that's why I say, hey, are you going to take your Social Security? If you are, we now know the money for the Part B premium is going to come out of their Social Security check. If not, they're going to have to draft it out of their account, their bank account. Okay. It's not between us. It's not between them and the insurance company. It's between them and the federal government. So we get that done. All right. So that is someone that's new to it. OEP, you'll see, because this is a question that someone had as well. So again, I'm just going to go back to my website real quick. Let me show you guys what I'm doing so you can see it. I want to just show y'all one more thing. Let's go to screen 2. All right, we got the right monitor here. Portal training. We are going to what I want to do is go to the third section, which is Medicare parts and programs. I want you to go ahead and check election period cheat sheet. It's just a box right here, election period cheat sheet. Just click that box. And what pops up, what you're seeing is OEP, newly eligible. Okay. So you see OEP, newly eligible. So you just look at all this stuff and say, oh, okay, well, which one is it? Right. So you read right here, it says MA election code. Okay. So when you see in there, when you're doing a United Healthcare application through Lean, for example, right, you're like, oh, which one do I choose? Do I choose OEP or do I choose OEP new, which is newly eligible, it says. So here you just read it. It says open enrollment, newly eligible. I am newly eligible for parts A and parts B, enrolled in an MA only, MAPD, or special needs plan, and changing to an MA only, MAPD, or special needs plan. That is different than OEP, right? So OEP is Medicare Advantage open enrollment election, which runs January 1st through March 31st. Okay. So newly eligible to parts A and parts B, newly eligible to parts A and parts B. So that's OEP new, newly eligible. And this is OEP, which is open enrollment period for anyone. So they don't have to fit this box right here. They're not new to part A and part B. They've already had part A and part B. They're already in an MA only, MAPD, or special needs plan. They're already in that. And they're just using this election period to change from one to the other. Okay. So that's what that one means whenever you run into that as well. So, okay. that checks all of my boxes there. Does anybody have any questions for me before we wrap it on up here? All right. I will go ahead and email the Humana PDF and the UHC PDF. I'm writing a note right now, and I will send that on out to everyone tomorrow. And I appreciate all of y'all for joining. So let's get selling, right? If you did not submit that OEP request, send it to me ASAP. I need to get you added to the list. It takes time to do this stuff and get it done. So I appreciate y'all. I'll see you next week, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Every single Wednesday, we'll do our Medicare training calls. Have a wonderful evening, and thank you for joining.